All right, hello everybody. My name is Craig Pearson, and I'm a senior, and I am really excited to be here with all of you today. I'm a member of the MSU Homecoming Court this year, so I'm still sort of riding that wave of adrenaline from last Saturday, and it's really great to be surrounded by all of this Spartan spirit yet again this week. But like Julia, what I'm here to talk to you about this morning is my Spartan experience and what it has meant for me to attend this university on the Alumni Distinguished Scholarship. And as I look around, it was actually in this room about almost 4 years ago that I sat for the ADS exam. And as I look at this room, I can look back and see how enormous of an impact that decision has had on my career path, my professional development, and also my personal development and the experiences that I've been able to have as an undergraduate at this institution. For me, choosing MSU was probably the first real life-changing decision that I had to make entirely on my own. Because for me, coming out of high school, there were a lot of voices in my ear trying to tell me what to do. My uncle lives in South Bend, and he told me, if you get into Notre Dame, you just go there. And I had a teacher who knew me really well and said, you know, if you win that scholarship to University of Chicago, you have to take it. And my grandmother, I heard this from my mom, said one time that it was her dying wish that one of her grandchildren would go to an Ivy League school. And all of these things ended up being opportunities that I had in front of me coming out of high school. But I turned down Notre Dame, I turned down UChicago, I turned down Dartmouth, and I decided to come to Michigan State. Because when I stepped on this campus, and when I talked to the administrators and the faculty and the students who go here, I felt that this was the place that was going to give me the greatest range of opportunities and the most supportive community. The people at MSU, when I came for that ADS weekend, they showed me that they were committed to my success. And when I look back, I can say now that that promise has been fulfilled 10 times over. The opportunities that I've had here have really been unparalleled, and I want to take a few minutes now to share with you the magnitude of the impact that this Alumni Distinguished Scholarship has had on my university experience. For one thing, because I was on a scholarship, I never had to worry about getting a job to fund tuition, but I did get a job anyway, because as part of the ADS, I was awarded a professorial assistantship, which basically meant that I was allowed to enter a research laboratory from the very first week that I stepped on campus. And that research mentor, Dr. Melissa Bauman, that I had as part of that program is still my mentor today. Like I was telling Dr. Estrie, we talk on the phone every week. And over the past few years, through that relationship and other opportunities, I've had the chance to work on some truly amazing projects. My personal interest in research and graduate studies is vision and the neuroscience of perception. And for the past 3 years, I've been working on an interdisciplinary, multi-university project where we're designing a drug delivery system to treat an early onset genetic blindness disorder. In addition to that, as Dr. Estrie mentioned, I'm the lead undergraduate researcher and lab manager at the new MSU Digital Humanities and Literary Cognition lab. And at that lab, we have a team of researchers who are analyzing data from an fMRI brain scanning experiment on the neuroscience of reading. So essentially, we're looking at what does reading look like in the brain. And in between all of this, I've been able to work on improving bone implant materials. I've contributed to the design of a medical device for pediatric heart surgery. And I volunteered with people who are losing their vision at the Neurology and Ophthalmology unit at the MSU Clinical Center. And that's not to mention the other opportunities that I've had outside of research. I've gotten to sit on fantastic editorial boards for research journals and literary publications. I've gotten to write for the state news. I've had the opportunity to be in creative workshops and publish short fiction in national literary magazines. I've attended conferences at Harvard and Yale, and I was on the homecoming court last week. And the reason that I bring all these things up is to show truly how many doors this scholarship has opened up for me, how many avenues and interests this funding has given me the opportunity to pursue. For one thing, the ADS made it possible for me to earn 3 degrees in 4 years. I'll be graduating in May with those majors in neuroscience and biochemistry and molecular biology and English. And for me, just looking at the academics alone, the diversity of the classes that I've been able to take here at MSU has been astonishing. From courses on consciousness and the modernist novel, to a graduate course that I'm in right now on the properties of neurons, to a psychology course where I got to write a paper about the effects of vision restoration surgeries on people with childhood blindness. Every single class that I've had here has been a challenge and an opportunity to expand my skill set and my worldview. 2 summers ago in 2012, I had the chance to study abroad at the University of Cambridge in England. I worked for 2 months in a biomedical research lab, and then I took 4 weeks of literature classes on Shakespeare and Jane Austen. And just a few days ago, I found out that I have been officially invited to interview at the national level for the Rhodes Scholarship. Which doesn't seem possible, but and in addition to that, I'm still waiting to hear back from the committees on the Marshall Scholarship and the Churchill Scholarship and the Gates Scholarship, all of these which are fully funded graduate degrees at Oxford or Cambridge. And at the same time, I'm also applying to some of the top MD, PhD programs here in the United States. So I don't know what my uncle in South Bend would say, or my teacher from high school, or my grandmother, who is 90 years old this month and still going strong. But I think they're pretty proud, because I think that they can see now what I saw then, which is that Michigan State University is a unique place. The resources here are among the best in the world, and more importantly, I think the people here are some of the best in the world. And for a student like me, being given the freedom and the network to explore that range of interests that I have and to turn those interests into tangible results, I think that that really has been a true gift. And it's a gift that I hope and plan someday to give back. Because I think that's the thing about MSU. It always calls you home. So, thank you.